teacher, like killing it in the gym there, man. Holy smokes, dude!
I can run like
2-a-days, baby. 2-a-days. This is the final. This is the final week.
You should be so proud.
Oh, I got the double sessions going.
Yeah.
2-a-days.
Back like old school football.
Oh man,
it's so cool to see, man. Like it, whether it's about the weight loss or not completely, right? It's just the group did really so well with some changes and stuff this year. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, we had this discussion, Gary, before, but like my challenge is to keep it off. So that's this is the first stage where I feel I can do it. I've done it 2 other times in my life, so where I was 350 plus and dropped down back to 250, 240, and this is my 3rd time doing it, and now it's like, okay, let's see if I can just keep it off and be at 250 for the rest of my life.
Oh, Dom, so we're not going to Krispy Kreme when we go to NJCC?
Gary said I can have a cheap meal.
No, I'm talking about getting like a dozen donuts and splitting that shit.
No, dude, we're gonna go to Five Guys, right? That's the best. The five Guys lunch on Saturday afternoon is like my favorite thing at NJCC.
Dave, I'll do it if you start from one end of the donut and I'll start from the other
end. You guys do a Five Guys lunch at NJCC?
We did last time, right? Wasn't that last time? Yeah.
I think so.
I don't remember.
I don't remember any of this ever happening to me.
Well, it's always a 2-day event. So
we were selling. That's why, Brian. We were selling.
Yeah, I usually starve on Saturday, and I think Sunday.
I guess that's when we're at Five Guys. Sorry.
I think Sunday I make it to the bar. Yeah.
I want to make it to the bar at NJCC real quick this year.
Look at that. The tradition we didn't even know about, Brian. See?
I think it only happened once, but
no, actually, I think it was one NJCC, Dave, but we did it Saturday and Sunday, right? Didn't we go like
we did there twice?
I think so, right?
Twice in a week.
I feel like we walked there once and drove there once.
Damn, we're fat.
Did you guys get those fries that they have?
No, I just had a burger.
Well, Dom, it's after the competition, so you that should be your cheat meal, like your reward.
Yeah. I'm still dieting in April. I'm gonna still diet in April though.
How many cheeseburgers can you buy for $1,500?
A
whole lot.
I'm sure I'm gonna have a nice spread on the table if I do that. Eddie Cheeseburger.
Chick-fil-A will be on him and rest of this time.
Let's not get carried away.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 64 of Breaking the Mold. I'm Harrican BX. Let's say what's up to the rest of the crew. Big Dom, I'm gonna start with you. Did he freeze on me? I just see a big smile.
Freezing all night.
He froze. I think Dom's having technical issues. He actually dropped out a couple of times in our little pre-show before going live. All right, Brian Brank, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm great.
Brian?
Can you not hear me? Okay,
I hear you.
All
yeah,
right.
you're great.
I'm trying to think. Have you guys ever been tricked by a movie based on the actors that are in it? I just finished up a movie before the show called The Prince. On the cover is like Bruce Willis, John Cusack, and some other guy. Well, it turns out some other guy was the lead actor in the whole movie. Bruce Willis is, he had like 3 lines, and John Cusack was in there for a few minutes. And I seen this has happened to me before. I don't know if Bruce Willis is harder for money, like Nick Cage, not Nick Cage, yeah. And making all these crappy movies. Do you think Bruce Willis is just like in town one day? He's like, hey, dude, why don't you just be in my movie? And cut him $1,000 or something.
Yeah, you know what it is? The people who made that movie said, we just need him for the cover to get guys like Brian to watch the movie. we'll make a few million. And
pickings are getting slim on Netflix. If these are the movies that I'm fucking watching now. I guess I could have watched Infinity War for the 40th time, but I decided not to. But I don't know.
Have you started watching that Love? Was it
Love, Death, Robots?
Yeah, I did. I got through that
great.
a couple weeks
cool.
ago. Pretty wild stuff.
It's pretty cool.
But it's like I'm only looking for movies to watch because I don't want to start any series. I'm not getting sucked into some fucking 12 episode binge here. I just need an hour or so.
Yeah. Well, that one did it perfect because you got all those episodes within a span of like 2 hours or so.
And they're unrelated, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I love that.
Oh,
good Lord. Brian, did you watch The Dirt?
I have not.
Oh, man. Let me tell you, nothing will make you feel more frustrated and feel your age and have to explain to your employees who Motley Crue is and how pivotal they were in the 80s, and have them stare at you like you have 3 heads and they just don't even come close to getting it. So,
yeah.
Do they know about Tommy and the boat and all that other stuff?
Nothing.
No?
It's like, yeah, I mean, these are like associates that are like in their early 20s. So
they don't even know Pamela Anderson. That's a shame.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a shame.
They're lost, but that was really entertaining. I don't know. Did anybody else watch it or just me?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Man, you guys. Never mind. It was very entertaining. It was a lot of fun.
Just got to throw it on the list.
I am the well, no, never mind. I was gonna say something. What are you guys laughing at?
I don't know. I think I know what you were gonna say, but I don't
well, there's an episode of there was an episode of Chappelle's Show, right, where he's like the different people of different backgrounds prefer different music, and he made a comment that Caucasians prefer the electric guitar. So I guess I am probably more prone to watching that movie, maybe. All right, I'll stop talking. That's it for me. Jose. Go ahead.
All right. JD, what's up, dude?
Not much. Busy.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, nothing too spectacular.
Did you have burrito today?
No, that was yesterday.
I was going to ask you something else and I forget. Damn it.
I've lost track of 2 questions already, and we're not even 10 minutes into the show. I don't know. Having brain farts myself.
We're out of it. It's Dom's internet. It's messing up our mojo.
I'm sorry. This might be a recurrence. I don't know what's going on.
I think that's true. I was ready to ask him a question and I couldn't, and then so I have to pivot and it's fucking.
What question do you have to ask me?
Well, how am I supposed to remember now? It was 5 minutes ago.
Jesus, man.
Short-term memory is
obviously
right there.
Yeah.
Jose, I remember what you're going to ask him. He was going to be the first person he introduced tonight, and then he dropped out.
Yes.
Oh, so was I?
You were at least going to ask him how his day was.
Yep, I couldn't even remember.
He's frozen again, so I guess.
Too bad, Dom.
Man, he's blowing it.
He needs to put another hamster on that wheel.
No, he's spending all his money on over-the-counter diet pills, and that's why.
Oh my God.
So he turned off his internet, and he's like, borrowing it from a neighbor right now.
Oh,
he's gonna turn 300 into 1,300, man. So he's gonna do it.
It's messing up the electrons over there. Can't get a signal through.
He's fucking me up, yo. He's fucking me up, hopping in and out.
You know what it is? He's so thin now. His wife keeps messing with the internet. She say, "Hey, why don't you come spend time with me now?"
That's a good thing.
That's a very good thing. I wouldn't blame him. Don't even come back now.
She got those inches. He lost some inches, but he gained some inches. He got them back. You know what I mean? So.
Oh man, it's a great thing. All right, JD, I'm sorry, man. What's up? You said you've been busy. Everything all good? What's happening?
Yeah, I mean, nothing. Nothing too spectacular. Took Chan out for her birthday last week and ran around for a bit. Took care of some shit.
So you got you picked up some Siege in your travels.
Did he now?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
We got the Starscream.
Yeah. I was seriously looking at that Soundwave the other day. So
haven't seen him yet.
That would be the one to get if you're on the fence,
Yeah.
Just if you want to check it out, it looks really cool.
I mean, they're all pretty nice for for mainline stuff. It's pretty good. I dig it. I'm not out buying 2 of them this time around, though. That's for sure.
Don't do that. You've learned your lesson.
No, fuck that.
do it. Just don't do it. All right. Energon Addict, what's up, Pop?
Yo, what's good, man? Sorry, I'm telling Dom to completely log out so that way maybe he can come back. Okay. Okay, so I had a pretty decent weekend. It was very busy. I didn't have much time to myself. You know, usually I do have a few hours to like spend in this room and stuff. None of that. I came up here on Sunday around 6, and I wound up just falling asleep on the floor for like an hour. Because Saturday, what did we do? We had errands to run, so like Lauren had to go, you know, take care of a few things. I decided to go with her with the baby, and then we did food shopping, and you know, when we went out to eat and shit. So by the time we got home and did all that, you know, it was just a wrap. Then Sunday we went to brunch with like old coworkers. So one of my coworkers, she started doing art. So they were doing like this little art thing at, you know, we were talking about Bar Louie, that chain of places. I went to one out in Long Island. It was cool. You know, I got to see a few buddies that I haven't seen in a while. You know, that, you know, we've probably been removed from that job together probably about 4 or 5 years. You know, he left 3-4 years ago. I left 2, and, you know, whatever. It was cool. You know, we got to fucking to chop it up, talk about how our lives changed with the children involved now and shit, and how we don't do anything anymore.
Yeah. Was that the last time you actually got to hang out? Was a couple of years ago, like when you? I
haven't seen him since I don't know, a few years back, and that was like a random like seeing him at a pizzeria during lunch, and hey, how you been? And then it so happened he called me because my kid's godmother, who's another coworker we had, kept in contact with him as well, and she wound up leaving to work for Sotheby's in the city, and he went for an interview, and he needed me to be, you know, like do a referral for him basically. So somebody was going to call me, and I had to, you know, give his props or whatever, you know, basically tell the person how great of a job he did and how, you know, we didn't want to lose him kind of deal. And he wound up getting the job. So we kept in contact through that and through her. So she's been trying to get us all together, which was pretty dope. So it was probably a good like 7 of us who hadn't, you know, except for the few that do still work together, hadn't seen each other in a while. So it was a good time. But then again, you know, it was early. It was a brunch. I had to be there at 11, and I like to sleep on weekends. So that means I was up at 7 just to help Lauren with the baby and getting ready. And it was an hour away. So,
oh shit. Yeah.
Overall, good time. You know, I was kind of fucking drunk at, you know, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but I couldn't fall asleep because I had still the rest of the day to go. So,
yeah. Nice, man. Nice. And what's the like? How were you keeping in touch with the coworkers? Is it just like Facebook thing?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, yeah,
exactly that. Facebook. My one boy who I hadn't seen in a while, he didn't bring his wife, and I've been dying to meet this chick because he's, you know, I see her on social media. That's the only reason I know she's real, but like he's never brought her around, and she's supposed to be this cool, funny, fucking, you know, great chick. Oh, you'll love my wife. You and my wife are the same person. So I'm like, I can't wait to meet this chick, you know? And I'm like, you didn't bring your wife? He's like, oh, she had a shower. I'm like, fuck, bro. I'm like, you know, and I told him the whole spiel. I said, you tell her Dave said the only reason he knows you're real is because he sees you on Facebook. Other than that, you know, I would question his whole relationship. He never brings her out, so.
Oh, shit. Paid actress.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be fucking crazy. All right, Dom, you with us? You still with it? He's fucking frozen again. Damn, dude. I thought he was gonna be the driving force of our discussion tonight. You know?
I could do Dom.
You could be Dom. You're gonna be Dom tonight.
So, yeah, you know, I made a few returns this weekend. Hit up a Target, a few Walmarts. Then we went to my brother-in-law's, and I wanted to eat everything that was there, but I couldn't eat anything because I'm trying to lose all this weight. And
then I ran 18 miles.
I ran 18 miles. I do it every day because I want to win.
And it seems I don't have any work to do because I'm just in the gym all day long.
Right? I know, right? He's going to the gym on the lunch hour. It's like, how close is that gym to work? Like, how long are you in there? Like, you know?
I have a feeling the gym is in his place of employment, like probably like in the building.
It is. Yeah, he said it is.
Oh, all right. See, so that makes it easy. If my place of employment fucking put a gym, which I heard that they were planning on doing like a rec center, I'd go during my fucking lunch break too.
Now, listen, I'm gonna say this. It still takes a lot of work. It's one less barrier, but there's plenty of places that do things like that, and he's still putting in the work to do it. So don't take that away.
Yeah, no doubt. Not taking nothing away from him.
No, I know.
He's pulling in. Actually, I think that my money might be on him to take it in the final. So we'll see on Monday. G Money, what's up, dude?
Yeah, we got to take side action.
What's going on?
Side action. Got to take some side bets.
It's gonna be close. It's it's been an interesting journey. I'll just use that word appropriately because. Look, it's hard, right? We it's a 3-month long, initiative, and life happens too, so we get it. People deal with different things, and other priorities come up, or injuries, and so it's hard. Like I said, I think it's been exciting to just communicate, and through the emails and the direct messages and stuff that I've had with people in the participating, to see them just make small choices that help make them feel better. I think that's been the best part, the weight loss aside, so.
Yep.
So it's good, but that's it. Just I watched the Motley Crue movie this weekend and worked a little bit more, and we got a little bit of snow on Monday, believe it or not.
Still getting snow up there. Damn.
Yeah.
Now I feel bad for you because we're starting to get that, 55, 60 degree weather here, a little bit more consistently.
My forsythias are starting to bloom in my backyard. I know it's spring.
That's a good thing.
Did you really just say that?
Yes, I did. They're quite beautiful, Dave. They're all these yellow flowers, the ones. And then they bloom for a week. And then that's it. They don't bloom at all.
Lauren, Brian's talking your language. You want to come up? I don't know what he's talking about.
All right, Dom's back in. Dom, talk. What's up? How are you, dude?
I'm on my cell phone, so I don't know. My internet's not working at all. So I'm just trying to wing this. So let me know if you guys gonna get any feedback.
You sound very good. So turn your camera on so I can see you.
No, I can't because I can't prop my cell phone up or something.
Well, just hold it in your hand.
Yeah, you want to see
now it sounds like shit.
Ooh. Now it sounds like shit.
Dom, are you being electrocuted?
How's it sound now?
All right, you're good. All right.
Okay,
whatever.
Sorry, I'll try not to move.
No problem. How are you doing tonight, dude?
Good. I'm doing good.
Except for the fact that you're in and out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm going in and out now?
No. Like, I mean, hopping in and out.
Yeah.
First 20 minutes here, You
guys got to figure, like, I don't like you guys.
Oh, God. There it is. Oh, static, dude. Static.
Sorry. What am I going to do?
Mute him.
How's it now? Is it better?
Yeah, don't move, bro.
What are you doing? It's probably his headphones that he got plugged into his phone are probably no good.
I got my headphones plugged into my phone.
Yeah.
Well, you hear the static?
Well, it's gone. It's gone now.
Okay.
Just watch The Wire and stuff.
It'll be back.
Yeah.
It'll be back.
Let's see if you can get a couple of sentences before it comes back.
My weekend was great. Enjoyed everything. It was relaxing, and I'm like working off. I'm doing starvation right now, so I got a little amount of energy.
We're in the home stretch of this ROC Health and Wellness Challenge. You creeped up number 2 spot. Congrats, dude. How do you feel? Going into this final weigh-in, do you think you're gonna?
I got the Pinkertons. The Pinkertons are a deadly duo. It's like 2 against 1. Team. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
teamwork makes the dream work.
I feel like I'm reaching out for a tag and there was nobody there.
So Dom, what do you do for starvation? Like 5 Tic Tacs a day, like that kind of stuff, or
I
a can of tuna.
I gobble some air as much as I possibly can. It's like Spaceballs, you know.
Just taking mouthfuls of air.
Was that movie Hook? Remember that movie Hook when the kids pretend to eat?
Yeah. Just imagine Hook where like they can't see the food and I'm just eating nothing.
Like a pretend tea party. Like every time he sits down to eat.
Was it a Tom and Jerry cartoon I remember seeing back in the day when there was like a little pea on the plate and he had the fork and knife?
It was Christmas Carol, Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Yes.
Oh,
is that what you're doing? Damn, bro.
That's exactly what I'm doing, man. Nah, it's just basically like I don't. As much as I've eaten salad the last 3 fucking months, I don't want to fucking see salad ever again. If I order a hamburger, I will tell them to take off the fucking salad.
Like, hold the lettuce and tomato.
Yeah. Fuck that salad. Take it off my hamburger. Put another fucking hamburger on top of it.
Oh man, you've been killing it though. We've been seeing it in our chat and stuff.
Yeah. I shoot you guys just
congrats, yeah. Congrats.
I know you guys, but like it's been a I've been exercising since like mid-February, so it's like hard. It's hard to once you get going, it's easy to continue, but it's like some days are like what the fuck? I don't even want to go down there and work out. So.
No, I hear you, man. Anybody that's doing something like that long term, putting into work, you're eventually going to feel that way. You're going to be exhausted, especially, coming to the end of this competition, 3 months in, a lot of work.
I'm probably still going to continue my diet through I'm on the Atkins. So I want to go through until Memorial Day weekend and try to stay on the Atkins until then. And then come June, I'm going to start introducing carbs and stuff like that. So
yeah.
But I can have a cheat meal. Gary said I can have a cheat meal.
Nice. So. All right. Well, Five Guys, I guess, NJCC weekend.
You guys like Five Guys and fries?
Why? What do you prefer?
I'm just saying, you think their burgers are good?
Yeah, I do.
I think they're good. They're not like the best thing ever, but I think they're good.
Okay,
it's
we're on the same page.
I can't make a judgment because they just only popped up in New York recently. They weren't really here like that. So,
Tom, are you more of a flame grilled man?
Oh yeah.
So that might be it.
I'm a flame guy. I like the Whopper, but I know that's not really on a flame, but.
Like the Whopper, fuck the Big Mac.
That's the closest thing I got is Burger King. McDonald's is a little bit further away, man.
You prefer a Whopper over Five Guys burger?
Oh yeah, in a second.
You're fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy talk.
You're fucking crazy,
dude. I'll even go Wendy's over a Whopper, man.
Yo, Wendy's,
Wendy's is good. Wendy's is good. If you do the triple, what is that? The fucking triple bacon cheeseburger.
I tried a triple cheeseburger maybe 8 years ago. I don't know how people can do that.
It's a fucking.
And I'm not even an in shape guy. I was like, I can't finish. This is too much.
Baconator? No, you're not a Baconator guy.
No, it wasn't a bacon one. It was just a triple cheeseburger. Dude, that was insane. That was insane. A lot of food.
You guys ever tried when they actually did the Big Mac and they were advertising the extra size Big Mac, which is the true Big Mac that you see on commercials? Mac. Yeah, the Grand Mac. You ever try one of those? Those are really good.
The Grand Mac, yeah. That comes back like that. I remember he always says that's what the Big Mac should be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember the first time I tried it, I couldn't finish the meal. I wasn't really prepared. The second time I housed that shit.
Dude, I can do pizza, dude. I've missed pizza so bad.
It's good stuff. Well, dude, one more, less than a week to go. Treat yourself and then get right back on the horse. I'm glad to hear you're going to continue to, be on your.
Yeah. I'm going to try and then, just do it. And then my challenge is basically keeping it off. So hopefully I can see you guys in, what is it, TFCon and be 250 and stay 250. So that's my goal.
Do you find that it, not to just harp on this all night, dude, but just, you've gone up and down before. So do you see that it's actually having the competition? Is that the motivation to kind of be on point, and that's what drives you to kind of lose the weight? And then once you're at a competition, you're just like,
no, like I've done it. The first time I've lost weight was because I wanted to.
And you had to go for your vacation as well. But that's also like a motivating like factor.
Yeah. Like I needed something to motivate myself. The first time was I wanted to go back dating, and I didn't want to, when I was dating when I was fat and I was, meeting sevens and they're telling me no. I was like, okay, it's obviously a fucking problem.
Can't be my personality.
Yeah, no. So that I lost the weight at that time to get back in the dating game, and then I met my wife, and then basically for our wedding I lost weight because because I spent almost spent a lot of money on the wedding. You better not look like a piece of shit. So
yeah.
I lost a lot of weight for the wedding, and then
I've seen the wedding pics in your place. You were looking thin. Real thin those pics. Good.
I got down I got to like 250, 245. So.
All right. If that's the way you look at that weight, then that's a good solid weight.
Yeah.
For me, I'd beat that. For me, 250 is like no, we can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Gary likes my Niagara Falls picture with my wife. That's like when I was my skinniest. It was like 230.
That's the magical number.
That's when panties drop. So I'll try.
Well, what Dave? I think Dave said his number.
I could be a wingman to anybody and make it happen.
Yeah, he said I think 193 or something before we went live, and I was like, man, me at that number, that is exactly what you just said. The panty drop. That's the panty drop number.
Yeah, that's the panty drop
number. All right, well, good shit, Dom. Good shit. All right, let's talk a little bit. You actually came up with an interesting topic, and I think this is something that's kind of lately kind of been in the groups and stuff that that we've been seeing, supply and demand and stuff. So get into it a little bit, dude.
I just saw it, something in the group. Basically, it's surrounding the Fans Toys Phoenix X, whatever they're fucking calling it. And people obviously, it's sold out. The pre-order sold out really fast. And
that's the X version, that glossy.
That's the glossy white pearlescent version, whatever. And then so people obviously who bought it or pre-ordered it are putting it up on the secondary market, and I guess it's going around. I didn't do much research on it, but I guess it's going around 500 to 550. Say
that version, that new version already.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, so, Dave had to salute Dave. Wasn't it you? It was that fucking meme I saw you post. You just fucking take the clear nail polish.
Clear nail polish, $2.99. All right. Easy peasy.
Yeah, so it's and then as that post went up, and I think it was in I don't know what post or what group it was in, but everyone starts chiming in on their opinion, whether it's scalping or whether he's if it's a fair price. And just on a side note, I enjoy how people just give their opinion on whether a price is fair or not, because it's like, why do that? Just ignore it, just not even buy it, or don't even post and just go to the next thing. But it's just interesting to me how people just love to state their opinion on whether the price is fair or not. But
Dom, you and I are going to see eye to eye on this topic like there's no tomorrow. It's going to be a great conversation.
So and then and I just want to know what your guys' fault. And I know scalping is a lot of people have different views on what scalping is, and what constitutes for scalping. But at the end of the day, I was reading through the post, and there was a lot of fors and against.
You're
people,
staticky, Dom.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You hearing me?
Yeah, I hear you, but it's just you got a little static.
Am I good? Am I good now?
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So there was a lot of people for commending the guy that it's a fair price, supply and demand type of bullshit. And then some people just bantering him and then really, really going at him and saying, how completely an asshole he is. He should die, type of thing. So I just wanted to know what your thoughts were, and what you guys consider scalping, and is it fair? Because we buy a lot of stuff, and for just an example, like Mythic Legions. Now we all know how much Mythic Legions cost, retail wise. Like when you buy them directly from them or through their website, if you're lucky enough, when they pop up, it's $35 for one of those Mythic Legions. But as you all know, secondary, like, you know, they're limited, and once they sell out, a secondary market grows, and those figures tend to be costly. Like they'll double. Like even BBTS prices them at $50. So are they scalping? You know, and then at the end of the day, you know, once they're sold out at BBTS, they'll climb up to $80. And due to this last wave, which was a huge wave, and people then buying into this wave and getting to know what Mythic Legions is all about, they ended up going back and backtracking on versions 1, 1.5, and all the older waves. And then the prices started skyrocketing, where it's like $200, $180 for a Mythic Legion figure. That's what's $35. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, is that considered scalping?
Well, so for the Mythics, I've seen a couple situations. One was right after ZoloCon, right? When they had those ones rushed in. I saw a couple people on eBay scalping them or having them for exorbitant prices. But like that was the only time you could get those figures if you really wanted to pay to get them early, right? The stuff that you were talking about, the earlier waves, I mean, there's a chance that stuff's never going to show up again. So, I mean, I can kind of understand people selling them for that price if they are in high demand. And I'll let other people chime in here in a second, but with this Phoenix, man, it's like, I'm going to play devil's advocate, so I might not necessarily be putting out my own point, but there's 1,000 that were made. At least that's what I see on this listing here. There's 1,000. It's limited to 1,000. And people bought it simply to double the price and sell it. Some people did, right? Whereas, so, like, if you're going to do that, you've basically created the demand by buying it so that people who want it can't get it.
Yeah, by pretty much taking away all the supply.
Right. So, I think that's interesting.
It is, and I bet you $100. The second run of the Souls of Goku and Voltron, I'm sure a bunch of people have bought that figure who already have that figure, looking to flip that figure once it goes up to $600.
Yeah. Isn't there an element of risk, though? I feel like, okay, so with the piece like Brian just described and like you just mentioned, Soul Chigoku and Voltron, there's a couple of pieces that you could identify as like no-brainers. It's gonna fucking sell. It's popular. But when you're doing that with maybe an unknown property or something maybe that's not as popular, aren't you leaving yourself open to risk of just being stuck with something?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Even if you're even leaving yourself up the risk, like what was it? I'm just going to take it from a Hot Toys perspective. When Infinity War came out, there was a character, Doctor Strange, which was basically they made a Hot Toy for his origin movie. Nobody really liked it. It was like a very not popular figure, and basically the price was a little bit over retail or even available. But then eventually, when Infinity War came out, the movie, everybody started loving fucking Doctor Strange because he was like, his role in there was a kick-ass role. Like everybody there was a different perspective on Doctor Strange and how badass he was. All of a sudden, that figure jumped up triple the cost, and people were selling it for like almost $500 to $600. So at the end of the day, people were like selling that figure, buying up that figure to sell that figure, and then all of a sudden they announced a second run of Doctor Strange for Infinity War. They made a remake. It's not like a reissue. It's a different head sculpt, but they just announced that they were going to do another Doctor Strange for an Infinity War. People who didn't sell it because they were waiting to get the highest price for it probably lost out, because at the end of the day, you can now get that old Doctor Strange for like, probably $300, where you could have got it for $600 back, when they didn't announce. So things like that can happen, and that's a risk that you're going to take. So like sell it, the theory is to sell it fast, when it's high, and you just got to figure out when that high is and sell it.
Yeah. Well, Brian,
not hold on to it too long.
Oh boy. Okay.
Sorry.
No, go. I'll take a breath. Go ahead.
No. I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
I have a lot of thoughts.
Go, buddy. Go.
All right. So here is scalping. Is it even a real thing, or is it an emotional description to basic economics? Right. If everyone on this panel went in on a stock together and we purchased stock at a specific price and that stock shot up and we took a risk, do we sell it when it doubles? No. Do we sell it when it triples? No. Okay, quadruple? Absolutely. And we sell it and we make money. Do we just scalp that stock that way? Right? And the people who didn't get in on that stock at that low price before it quadrupled, are they upset at us the same way they are when someone misses out on buying, an item or a toy or a collectible?
So is there no other stock for them to buy? Or
no, they have the same opportunity to buy the stock that all of us did, right?
It's just a lot more now.
I see what you're talking about now. So basically it's emotional because people missed out.
That's my thought on the process. And Phoenix, right? The special Phoenix. The regular Phoenix was out for how long at how many retailers? That thing did not sell out super fast. You could have gotten it. It got a reissue, right? Like a secondary shipment when it came out. Yeah. It wasn't like it was out and gone. You could find that like through the big retailers, through the smaller ones. Titan One had it, GCI. I mean, all the other like smaller independent places carried it as well. And you could have bought it, right? You could have purchased it that way. So they do the updated paint scheme for a little bit, and yeah, it's a shorter production run, but there's still a chance to buy it. And I didn't buy that thing, but if I did and I paid retail and I saw that, hey, I can get another $200 after what my total cost was, that may help me reevaluate how much I like the item or not, and would I rather have more money to do other things with, or do I really want to keep that item? What am I doing wrong in that setting, right?
Yeah. I mean, I was going to have a counterpoint saying that it's been sold out for so long and people have been waiting for another release. So people are really kind of jonesing for it. I think the other part of this emotional thing is, being in a collector market like we are, a lot of us are throwing our money away. I didn't say that. Throwing our money around at a lot of different things, right? A lot of different targets. And so, perhaps, it's not that they didn't get in early on time. Maybe they weren't in a position to get in at that point. And then, so maybe that also compounds this emotional feeling, meaning like, God damn it. Like, I couldn't get in at the time and I missed out. And now I want to get in and everything's inflated and I don't know.
So. Yeah. So then I guess at that point you have to make that decision whether you're going to be willing to pay the inflated price. I think you and Don both brought up examples where like timing is an issue, like something is new, it's not available everywhere, the distribution is lacking, so it's only available in certain pockets, so the people that have it in those pockets will take advantage and try to make a quick buck in that short window, before it's made available like everywhere, so you definitely see that. And I guess that's the supply and demand rule. Is there something wrong with that? There's different points of view. I think Gary's right. The emotional aspect that some people feel like, because you see it in the groups, like there's a lot of people, sometimes you're putting an item up for sale. It might be a good price and you'll still get like, there's nothing wrong with negotiating or whatever, but some people are sometimes insulting with prices that they kind of throw out. So you do tend to see sometimes that people, don't even want to pay, either market value or even a reduced value for a figure that's in, pretty much otherwise perfect condition. So, and then I think the other aspect is the market kind of sets the price. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a consensus. Brian, I was talking to you about this before everybody hopped in the pre-show, and I'm like, let's save it for the show. I guess you could do your research if maybe, for example, that Phoenix, if it's sold out, and you go and look on eBay, you look on Amazon, you look at, anywhere where you could kind of grab that piece on the secondary market. If all the prices are pretty similar, and then you have that item and you place it at that similar price because of kind of everybody else has it, that's just the value of the item in the market at that time. I wouldn't really consider that scalping. And again, can you say it's scalping? Because again, it's all comes back to supply and demand and whatever somebody's willing to pay for the figure. So you know, I feel like if it's scalping exists when the consensus is, you know, a Fans Toys Phoenix costs $200, it's sold out, so everybody's selling it for $450, and you're trying to get like $800. You know, then that's when you're being sold. You know?
Well, you don't have to buy it. If dude's selling it for $800, he's selling it for $800. Doesn't mean you have to buy it.
Yeah. Dave's got it right on.
That are complaining in the groups are dudes that would probably never buy this thing at retail, like Jose was saying. They you know, they want it for dirt cheap. They want to give it to them. They act like somebody owes them something. Go
ahead, Dave.
No, I was like, I used to get kind of upset when, you know, there was a figure out there and I used to see somebody selling it for double the price, but it's nowhere to be found. And this might, you know, dude might have one for himself and he bought an extra one and he wants to make his money back. Like, fucking let him make his money back. You don't got to buy it. That dude next door who, you know, is either going to buy it on eBay for the same price or in one of the groups, you know, is going to buy it. So don't complain about it. Stop bitching. You know what I mean? Like, you should have, if you bitch that much about not getting a toy at a certain amount, that means that you either really wanted it or you just like bitching about nothing. That's the way I see it. You know, and most of these dudes, they just like talking shit. You know, the minute somebody goes up, it's like, oh, popcorn eating time. Let's see how much, you know, shit we can talk about this dude. You know, and I mean, honestly, it's Transformer fans, it's the community. It stinks. You know what I mean? Like, who wants to be in a group with people talking shit about a guy just trying to flip a toy? Like, you know, like really, there's more important things in life.
It's also got David Fans Toys stigma.
It goes both ways. Listen, I could have an item and I can try and sell it for whatever I want, right? And you can just ignore it. Or you can make a bunch of comments about that I'm crazy. Well, maybe I'm off the market price on that, but it's my choice to try and ask what I want for it. And, you know, no one has to pay for it. That's the other thing. Just like I could put an item up for sale for X, right? And Dave, you could offer me Y. And I can simply say no. It's not a personal slight. You know what I mean? People use words like, oh, you're lowballing me or this or that. It's like, no, you made an offer. I decline your offer. It's business. It's not personal. Just leave it alone. It's and if that item's sold out and you missed it, and you know, Jose, like you and I can talk. Right? Everyone knows. Get ready to drink. Right? I missed out on Soul Chigok and Voltron, and we talked so many times. It was a running joke and a meme and so many other things. I had the ROC hookup. Jose sold me his basically right for retail when he could have sold it and made more money, you know, at the time. I could have also purchased one from someone else at the current inflated market price if I wanted it that badly. It was just a matter of it wasn't worth it to me for that much, you know, for the $600 or $700 people were continuously getting for them.
Yeah, getting mine was more special.
Yeah. Well, that of course, right? Absolutely, right? Definitely. But you know, I just think people get so. I'm sorry, Brian. People get so personalized, you know, and they get so emotional, and it's really, you know, I think that's what causes some of these other labels sometimes versus just, you know, you make the choice. You know, you can decide if you want to do it or not. That's all.
Gary, I kind of equate it to when I was home shopping, right? 2006, 2007. I'm like, all right, I could look at this. And then I'm like, I'm seeing the prices of homes. I'm like, fucking houses are not worth this much. This is ridiculous. You know what? I'm going to wait for the fucking recession. You know, and I did. And then they paid me an extra $8,000 for being a first-time home buyer. And then my car broke, and then I used it as my down payment. And then, you know, but anyway, you know, I equate this Phoenix sort of to like an exclusive, right? So when, you know how exclusives are at shows and cons and people buy them and immediately put them on the secondary market for high prices. Like I don't really scoff at that too much because it is limited and it is something that is in demand and people don't have regular access to it. Let me put this question out to you since we're kind of talking about, is it scalping? Is it not scalping? there's a hot Marvel Legend coming soon, right? Such as Gambit, right? Gambit has never seen a modern Marvel Legend release. And let's say all of a sudden you start seeing people put him on eBay for like $80 as soon as they just go out, clean out Target or whatever and throw him up. Would you consider that scalping since it's a general availability type of release? I just kind of wonder.
I'm just going to say this. Scalper, a person who sells items at increased prices without official permission. Scalper, someone who buys things such as theater tickets at the usual price and then sells them when they are difficult to get at much higher prices.
I was wondering if we were ever going to mention Ticketmaster in this.
Well, I mean,
that's where I think that's where it came from. Yeah. But it was it gained its popularity through Ticketmaster and scalping tickets and stuff like that.
Well, that's always how I heard the term.
Yeah.
That as a kid, like growing up, is that it was always tickets. So, it wasn't about the toys back in the day.
But Brian, getting back to your question, for a person who resells, I do resales. I resell toys as much as possible because I use it to gain another revenue stream so I can put it into my collection. Now, I will consider that ridiculous when somebody's buying a Gambit and then it's out there in stores, it's available, and he throws it up for $80 and expects that somebody, and whether he gets somebody to buy that for $80, granted, I don't know whether, that's their prerogative and whether they want to spend that money for that figure at the time when it's available. I think that's completely unfair because it's available. You can still get it. Once it's gone, then the market, that secondary market, will basically dictate how high it can get.
Yeah.
But question: has other Marvel figures reached $80? Yes. So if somebody is basically buying a Gambit and putting it up at 80 because they think it's going to get the same popularity as a Rogue, yeah, of course, because Rogue goes for $80 right now, easy. But the thing is that I'm a buyer too. I'm a seller and a buyer, and as a buyer, I would never buy a Gambit for $80 if I know it's out in the stores. I would still make an effort. That's the key word, because you got to make an effort to go buy these toys. It's not going to land on your lap. You can't sit on your couch and expect that a toy is going to, come to you. You got to go get that toy, whether you stalk a website, whatever the case may be, or you fucking go to the store and you look for the toy.
Yeah, but you're saying that through the eyes of a collector, though. We're all collectors here, and yeah. Dave brought up a point, and Gary brought up a point based off what I had just said the last time I spoke. If something's $400, somebody's selling it for $8, it's like, what is that person thinking? But he just made me realize something. I was selling figures over the winter, a bunch of MPs. I had an MP Bumblebee for sale, and somebody hit me up, saying, "Oh my God, I need this for my son. Will you take $150 for it?" And I thought I was almost being trolled for a second. And I was like, listen, this is for sale, but $150 is too much. Like, I'm selling this for $60 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they were like, oh, okay. So there are people out there that that don't know, and they might just pay that inflated price without knowing any better. Right. Not everybody's of the same means. I mean, there's going to be people that just have the means to pay that extra price and not even think twice about it.
And Jose, I completely agree with you. It's all about information. It's all about knowing what you're buying. If you're not there's going to be people who don't do their research and think that, if you see a toy on a table, and this has happened numerous times at conventions, you go to the first table, you see a figure that you want, it's at $80, you buy, no question asked, you buy it, and then all of a sudden 2 tables down, somebody got it for $50.
Yeah, they probably bought it for cheap from us, and then they resold it like they do it all the time. But Dom, all right. So the thing is, right? Like Jose said, it all depends. It also depends on location for me. A dude working in New York making fucking $250,000 a year, fucking not knowing what to spend his fucking money on, will go on eBay. And that's why you see shit on eBay. You see shit on eBay that is not worth more than $100, selling for triple that amount.
Exactly.
Because they catch those collectors out there. Yeah. Just like, you know what? Oh, fuck, it's He-Man. I want that one. It looks just like He-Man. Click, bought, doesn't matter. I
And they
fucking
didn't
made
bother.
fucking $4,000 yesterday.
They didn't
Who gives
bother
a fuck
searching
about
for
the
the one that was
$300?
Yeah.
You know,
I agree.
And-
I agree with you, Dave.
and like
there.
you use it as like an extra source of income. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you buy some toys, you flip them, you think you think something might sell, so you pick up a few, thinking that, but it doesn't always work out for you, right?
No,
you get stuck with crap sometimes, and you got to return the shit, and you take a loss, right? But it's the same. It's the same thing with anything in this fucking world. Like, all right, a new pizzeria opens on the fucking corner, right? How much does it cost to make a fucking pie of pizza? $1? Yeah. Right? But that pizza is really fucking good, so they're gonna charge you $19 for a pie when Joe's been there since 1982 across the street, and he's charging $11 for a pie, right? And you're gonna call that person a scalper for fucking making more money on their pizza that's better? It's like you can't find a toy, right? And you got to deal with what's on the market now, but you want something that's a little older, you can't find anymore. You're gonna pay the extra money for it.
Exactly. And I think you hit something too very important.
What I meant with the pizza was the reference to the fucking Fans Toys X. It's not the same toy. It's supposed to be a limited edition upgrade.
Yep.
So you're getting a better fucking toy, and it's limited. So it's up to you. You know what I mean? You want to pay the money. It's up to you. Either that, or you can try to get the older one. Just don't bitch about it.
Which the older one is going up. Like, it's going up in value because
it's been up. Yeah. Even before this thing dropped, because there aren't any.
Yeah, so it's but like you brought up a very important point too, Dave, that I wanted to just like location is also important. Like, you got to remember there's collectors in New York. They might not have the means to go and toy hunt. They might not have the means to hit 5 fucking Walmarts that are around them. They're not in the city. They're hard to come by.
I'm agreeing with your point. It's it's the options, or people value their time differently.
Exactly.
Maybe they can do all that, but I don't have the time, so fuck it. It's easier for me to click a button, have it sent to my house,
and
than to make the trip. Whereas,
more, or I'll pay $30
exactly right.
More.
What's the difference, right? What am I going to save in time and frustration?
And that goes with exclusives too, like Brian was saying. Like, if I went to a show out in LA and they had an exclusive, they had 5 exclusives, and I went to that show and I spent the airfare, I spent the hotel to go to that show, and I buy those. They're limiting 3 per person. I buy all 3 of them, and I take the extra 2 to basically sell on eBay or secondary market price and pay for my trip. And at the end of the day, like, I get a free trip out of it because I was there. Like, people have done that. Like, I know people that do that and say, you know what, I'm going to go to this show. I'm going to go spend this money to go to this show. But I know at the end of the day, I'm going to go to the exclusives, and I'm going to buy my limit, and then basically sell the extra that I get to basically fund my trip, so I can enjoy my trip to a show that I really want to go to.
Fix your wire, Dom.
Yeah. Sorry.
No problem. Yeah.
Is it good? Is it good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. There is that line though.
It is. There is a line.
because I think even Brian mentioned it, that person that's intentionally that Phoenix is limited to 1,000. What if there is that person or persons out there that's buying multiples with the intent of just reselling it for double the price? Like, then that's where that definition that JD just read off, it comes into play, because that's what it comes down to. This is the way you define something. That's the way that type of behavior can be defined.
Yeah, some person was actually selling their pre-order, if I remember correctly.
Yes, they were.
That's great.
They probably another thing is that figure came out, and there's a lot, people talking not only about the scalping that's going on or whatever you want to call it, but also that it's not that dramatic of a change for some, but people who have it in hand have a different idea of that, and they're like, once you have it in hand, it looks way better than the original. So that's why you got people kind of like, I made that funny little fucking whatever picture with the nail polish. I'm not really trashing the picture. I just wanted people to joke about it more, because in reality it's a silver paint coat on a toy that, if you have already, you don't really need, but it's up to you if you want to upgrade it. I'm sure it's nice. I'm sure it's beautiful for you guys who are going to be, it's the best thing in the world. Okay, great. but
still doesn't have ankles.
Not everybody has it, so don't go also boasting about it too. Okay, you got it, cool. Enjoy it. Hope it works out for you. We don't need pictures of it and tell me what it looks like in every light and under the fucking sun. You know what I mean? Like,
listen, we know as collectors that there's a positive, right, feeling of why do we do it? We're guilty of it. Why do we do it? What's in the fucking box? Number one, it's fun. You're sharing it, right? But don't kid yourself. It's fucking exciting to be one of the first people to get something different or new and be able to share your thoughts on it, right? When I was able to talk about the Magic Square Prime, I could give her. I don't have a channel. I don't do reviews, but it was fun to be able to share one of the first opinions about something. I never get a chance to do that. I did it just it was enjoyable. And let's say this too. Like if we all work for Fans Toys, right? And you see that you have this product that people are willing to pay for and you made this limited edition, great. All you have to do is change the stripe or change the color of one other piece and put it out there again. Why aren't they making the money off of that item for themselves, right? Instead of the secondary market. And we've seen it happen. Go back to the Voltron piece. And then the fact that it isn't out there, listen, that's fair, but I don't collect Dragon Ball Z stuff. But if I decided, all of a sudden I got super excited and I had to go backwards, right, and find stuff that isn't in existence anymore.
Well, you're gonna be paying a pretty penny,
right? Well, fuck it. I want a 69 Camaro instead of 1996 Camaro. Well, which one's going to be easier to find and which one's going to cost me more, right, to get what I want? It's because it does. The 69 doesn't exist and it's more popular, right? Yeah. But because I want that one more doesn't mean that, I can get it for the cheaper one. I don't know. I'm just
It sucks for those that like genuinely just kind of like want to collect and are not doing it for any sort of like resale value. They just want to enjoy their toys or their collectibles. And then you wind up being late, like coming into something. But those are the breaks, right? Like that happens with any.
Well, that was the break too. Like with the Black Series, those first few waves, nobody was interested in 6-inch figures.
Nobody cared. Right.
Nobody cared. You could find Darth Maul, R2D2 on every fucking shelf you went to. Any Kmart, Walmart, Target. And it's like now, all of a sudden, like after a couple boys went past and all of the R2D2, I need to get that one. And it's become like, the price and demand for those figures went up.
I always come back to cars because I have a passion and interest aside from toys, and it's my livelihood. The Toyota Supra, okay, like that last generation, not the current one that's coming out now, is a ridiculously expensive car, but the last generation Supra was around from 1993 until 1998. When the car was in production, nobody gave a shit. Nobody really cared. That's why Toyota made so few of them. They weren't selling them. You could find them. Into the late 90s, you could find that car pretty easily, and it wasn't very expensive on the used market, and it was a great car. Fast and Furious comes out in 2001, and all of a sudden, the tuner market, right, the Toyota Supra, like gets a lot of renewed interest. And then the tuner community realizes that this vehicle is a great platform to build. It's very solid. There's a lot of things that you can do with it. The demand and the desire for that product goes up, and there was very few to begin with in the first place. It's just, but yet I want a Supra. Well, you're late to the game. It's just the same thing. It's no different, I think, for this kind of stuff. And I can get upset about it. But it's just what it is. It's life.
You just got to take it and, maybe just wait and hope that there's a reissue or you just get into the next thing. If you couldn't get into something that previously came out I
do something else, right?
Yeah.
I get a Nissan. Yeah. I wait and I get the S2000 from Honda, or I get a 350Z from Nissan. I wanted a sports car, but I have other options. I think that the same thing happens in the collecting community for sure. Yeah. There's always going to be something else, that eventually comes out.
Yeah. In regards to that Phoenix X though, like, has there ever been any talk? Because like I know like Fans Toys has done that before, no? Or make like a premium colored version. Yeah. So but the aesthetic is not gonna match like the rest of your
They've done it for Quake Wave a couple times, but none of those limited quantities ever sold out. That's the problem.
Oh, the X ones did. The Dinobots at one point. They're pretty up there now.
Yeah.
Now they are, but they for how long? Could buy it for a long time.
For the longest time it was available.
Right? And that's first issue of Grinder, you could find all three colors everywhere you looked. They had all three. They had the G2 blue one. They had the deluxe, with the different finish. People criticized those Dinobots because the chrome wasn't chrome. It was bluish tint. And people were like, oh, the arms have a bluish tint. It doesn't match all their stuff. I don't like it. And they sat until suddenly they were gone.
And I think everybody took that approach with history repeating itself, thinking that this one won't sell out that fast. And it did.
Well, the thing is, again, extenuating circumstances for this one, right? Phoenix was already in demand. Also, too, remember the whole dust up about the thing on his legs being a different color from the backpack and all that crap. And they're like, and now it's all the same. It color, looks more uniform. And when he first released too, there were people highly criticizing them. It's like, oh, it's just white plastic.
Yeah, it's not painted.
Why is it not painted? Fans Toys paints their stuff. Why is it not painted? Yeah. And so.
And am I wrong? Like, wasn't the figure available to purchase for a little while? Like, it wasn't like an immediate.
It was like 1 or 2. Right? I think it was 2 to 3 days.
I think it's 2 to 3 days tops.
Yeah. It did sell out. For some reason, like with some of these pieces, I feel like they are available for a while. Like you have at least a month, 2 months, and then they happen to sell out. So it's like I almost feel like if you were even halfway interested, there was a window of opportunity to kind of get the door. Even once they go on sale, and then if it sells out, it sells out.
It's that conversation that we talked about like a couple of shows back, and with regard to pre-orders, like you pre-order it and then check back to see whether it's sold out if you want to keep that pre-order, because if it does sell out, you keep the pre-order. But it's like I want to just get back to one thing that you said, Jose. It's that as this collecting community goes bigger and gets more popular, stuff like this is going to happen. People are going to have the intent of buying something so they could use it as trade bait, or sell it for a profit and buy something else that they want that's on a secondary market. So as this collector community gets larger and larger and transform, like whatever it is, Marvel, Transformers, Star Wars, people are going to be looking to purchase other exclusives or rarities or hard, knowing that it's going to be hard to find, and do that whether they're going to trade bait it or whether they're going to basically resell it and use that money to buy something that they missed out on because it's now going for $200 and it's a $50 toy. Storm Collectibles, shout out. But it's like those types of things.
Yeah. I agree with you because I've pre-ordered. I'm sorry, Gary. Like I've pre-ordered a couple of items that I've just recently canceled, just because it's like, okay, I could pre-order this, I could get this. And if somebody didn't get in on the pre-order, we've all done that. Like Gary, you've done it plenty of times, just picking something up and being like, hey, does anybody need this? Brian, same thing. So yeah, I guess that
I'm telling you, like a lot of the Mezco community, the 1/12 toys, like a lot of people buy those exclusives or buy 2 of them or buy 3 of them, but so they can use them as trade bait to get exclusives that they missed out on.
Let me pose this question to you guys, I think, and I obviously have a lot of strong feelings around this for some reason. I'm not sure why I'm so worked up about it, because I don't really want it and I don't have it. And my original Phoenix I passed on to EE Prime last year. Okay, so they made how many, Dave? 500 of that Phoenix X, since that's our example. 1,000. It seems 1,000. Okay, so again, I don't know specifics of third-party production numbers and all that stuff that people speculate on and what it takes. If it was that many,
1,500, I think.
Yeah. I just looked it up. It said 1,000.
Okay, so what if instead of just saying, right, we're going to make this limited run, if Fans Toys had tried to do it like MMC has done in the past as, hey, here's a Kickstarter idea that we would like to do, and enough people go in and, pay for it, then we'll move forward with it.
You bring a very interesting point, Gary, because there is another figure that was just like that, which is the barge. And people are selling that barge for $1,200. Like they're selling that barge for a lot of money. And nobody's fucking bitching.
Because everyone in the world could have bought that thing as many, right, as they wanted, right? And we and that there's a risk involved in that item, right? Also, because we talked a lot about it. Just the sheer size of that makes
But what's the difference, though?
trying
like,
to flip
what
it.
is the difference?
No,
you know that
not.
there's no difference because you knew this item was an exclusive. It's 1,000 item out there. If you wanted it, you better just pre-ordered it right at the bat. And if you didn't, then you can't complain. You fucking can't complain.
I'm just saying, like, people are going to complain no matter what. It was a short production run, in and out, popular, done. But if they had said, "Oh, we'll make 5,000 of these if we have enough people, participate in a Kickstarter," it would have been like, Fans Toys sucks. Fans Toys is, that's weak. It's why is it that on their part? Why won't they just stand behind their product and think that their reputation will sell it?
Right.
You're not going to win either way.
And if they would have made 5,000, Gary, they probably still have a few of them up for sale still today.
Right.
Is that when you go to Kickstart route, though? So you don't overproduce, and it's basically the safe way to produce a figure without you eliminate the risk, basically. No.
Well, that's from this business perspective, from the company's perspective. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to say that if they had taken a different approach with the same exact product.
You're absolutely right, Gary, because nobody bitches about that barge being sold for $1,000.
Right. I was about to say, BBTS put it up for $1,200 and they're sold out.
Exactly. So it's like, but like you never, like, when was there like ever a general release Transformer, whether it was third party, the third party? So let's just focus on third party that sold out. There's I guess Sovereign. How long did Sovereign stay though out there for the market? A long time, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like he was available for a while because I was mulling over.
Sovereign?
Because
he's been released twice already.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking of too. Because I was like, I've thought about buying him a bunch of times, and I've had plenty of times to pull the trigger, and I never did. And then eventually he sold out.
But it was issued twice already. There was 2 runs, and neither one sold out instantaneously. It wasn't like it was 3 or 4 or 7 days. Both runs they were out there for a while.
I thought the first one sold out within a couple days.
No, I remember the first one. You could. I remember.
Yeah.
That's the reason I know so much about that, because I've owned that figure twice. That's one of my rebuys that I bought and then sold, and then kind of thought I regretted, and then bought it again, and then sold it again. On the second release, though, and I sold it the first time because it did get just like we're talking about. It was like I bought it for my own collection. I had it. It did eventually sell out. It went up in price, and that first run was really inexpensive. Remember, he was like only $140.
$140, I think.
Yeah, he was like $129 or $139. He did not break the $150 mark on the first release, and then when it came out the second time, it was like $154.99 or $159.99, I think. But I just made the decision that I'd like the money I could get for this thing more than having the item, so I sold it, and then it eventually got reissued. And I don't know. I just think this is an emotional piece, and when you throw emotions in any situation, it clouds your decision making.
Yeah. Well, there's always the spectrum, because again, there's just a wide variety of buyers, of collectors, of just like Dave mentioned, the random person that's just on eBay and is going to buy the first thing he sees for fucking $8,000 when he could have paid fucking $300 or something like that. It is what it is. I think since, we kind of do see the activity that's going on within the community, we could tend to skew, or at least from what we see a little bit more of maybe one aspect than the other, but there's always going to be a spectrum of opinions of exactly what we're talking about. People that's going to feel like, yeah, that's scalping, or you're just going to be like, no, like you're just a guy making a buck. If it's not available and this is what everybody else is charging, you're not in the wrong for doing that, So I don't know.
But like Jose, all right, so we're all going to NJCC in about a week, right? And well, you may not, but we normally do. And we sell shit. And we sell shit for cheap. Retail stuff that I paid myself $100 for, I might be selling for $60-$70 because I'm done with it. I got my use out of it. I want somebody else to enjoy it. I want it the fuck gone. You know what I mean? It's taking up space that I don't need in my room. I want it gone. So for that guy coming into that room, seeing that $60, $70 price on a figure that's $100 and be like, oh shit, I got a deal here, awesome. I'm a fucking hero, right? But 2 toys over, I have a toy that came out 4 years ago that you can't find anywhere, and it might be $100 over retail, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's still $50, $60, $70 less than you'll find it anywhere else on eBay or any other type of store like that. And then that next dude walking by might go, oh, dude's a fucking scalper. Look, he got that fucking toy for that much. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing, like honestly, like Dom, I muted you. You have to unmute yourself. But people like to call, have in the past have called Dom, oh, he's scalper because he hunts and he picks up stuff and he's taking a chance on that shit he's selling. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he'll buy 10 of them because he has the means to buy 10. If you got the means to buy 10 of them and you want to make a buck, go fucking do it. Don't be lazy. You know what I'm saying? Don't fucking get on the next dude because he actually took out, some of his hard-earned money to buy fucking toys in the hopes of fucking flipping them. Like,
yeah.
I don't get that part of it. You know what I mean? Like he said, it's hard work. I would love to do it, but I can't do it because I can't find anything like that out there.
Yeah.
But Dom has hooked up everybody on this panel with shit for retail or under retail if he had a fucking coupon for it.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's okay, right? And at shows, people have talked to him, talked him down on his price. His price is only $5 to $10 over retail on some stuff that you can't find anymore. And people still talk him down, and he sometimes does a deal with people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can't get half that shit that you bring to the show anymore.
The thing is,
fix the wire down.
I'm sorry. Is this better? Better?
Nope.
Not really. Just talk about it.
Better. Okay, so listen, I have a full-time job. I work 50 hours a week. I'm not the guy who's going into these stores when they open and every day and scuffing out stuff and buying it all when it's there. I don't have the time to do that.
That's the way it was here, Dom. With when Toys R Us was still open.
Yeah, there's people who do that. There are people who go that have the time to go when the store's open on a Monday, on a Wednesday, and know what shipments are coming in and when they come in, and scoop up everything that comes out first. There are people like that. I don't have the time to do that. I go toy hunting when I drive home from work, or when I have the weekends. I'll go out and I'll just drive around, hit a couple spots, and see what's on the shelves. If it's on the shelf and it's there on a Saturday afternoon, I think it's fair game. Because I'm not showing up in the middle, the early morning hours, going through the racks and opening up boxes and taking the full case and walking out. I don't do that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I would love to do that. It would be great, but at the end of the day, I just don't have the time to do that. But I also, like Dave said, I take chances. I take chances on figures, thinking that they might be popular, and sometimes those chances pay out, and sometimes those chances don't. So,
right.
And
Dom, based on location, right? You're in Jersey, right? Yep. You're a state over from me and Jose and Gary.
And me.
Right? Tomorrow, I forgot. But, just one state over, you guys are getting stuff. We don't get shit.
I know Gort lives by me. He lives right by me, and he can contest that we have a lot of Walmarts by us. We have a lot of Targets by us. We had a shitload more, where I live. At the end of the day, it's like New Jersey's known for its malls and knows for its shopping and
land of milk and honey, as we say.
That's where I live. I live in that mecca where I can throw my put out my leg and I can hit 5 Walmarts. So it's some but granted, the cost of living here is expensive as well. So
I think this is one of the ways just to kind of plug ourselves, so to speak, in the ROC. And look, I get some people collect just for the sheer love of the toys, right? And the maybe the literature, right, that goes with it.
Is it good?
And so maybe that's really what they're into. Yeah, you're
worse.
Is it good?
All right, now
It's
you're
better.
good.
There you go. Yep.
Is it better?
Yes.
For them, it could really just be all about the items and the collection and getting the stuff. So that's fair. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when you're part of a community and you make some friendships and relationships and share interests with other people, you can leverage all those other pieces to help take away that feeling and realize not everybody's going to want the same thing all the time. And your friends help you out that way. And we talk about the ROC swaps and the Jesus Dom.
Sorry.
Dom, I muted. Just unmute when you want to talk.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just trying to make a point that
I agree. So you got Joe Schmo in Nebraska who doesn't have a fucking Walmart, anywhere near him because he lives in the fucking sticks. He can't get that figure, right? But you got Dominic Grasso in New Jersey, whose eBay page always is full of stock of everything I'm looking for. And yeah, it's $15 more than I would have found it in the store for.
Damn, 15.
But I'm throwing a number out there.
That fucking guy's a scalper. What the fuck is a fucking scalper?
Yo, that's another, that's another thing. People selling on eBay, you call them scalpers, but eBay's taking a portion of that. So is PayPal, and so is the U.S. Postal Service. So
yes,
you bring up a good point, Dave. I want to ask this question to you guys, and I'm sorry if I'm buzzing. Let me know if I'm not.
No, you're good. You're good.
Question: if you're in the groups and you're selling an item in your groups, now I used to sell eBay, and I started coming into Facebook groups. Is it proper? I would say, when you're selling in the group and the item's going on eBay for $400, do you sell it for $400 on the groups?
No.
You might as well not post it because in the groups that's where you're going to get roasted. That's where you're going to get roasted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So please.
That's almost the basis of this whole conversation.
So people, listen. So people, listen to this. Don't fucking put what you're selling it on eBay for on the groups because you're gonna get your ass reamed.
Don't even bother.
Everybody knows you're gonna lose 10%. Like PayPal, eBay charges 10% fees. PayPal charges 3 to 4% fees. So knock it down 14%, and at least because you're not getting that money.
10%.
The seller, they take 10% out.
eBay. You know what irks me, and we're some of us are in like a Mythic group, right? So I see dudes in that group, then they look out for each other. They'll send each other shit for free constantly at cost, below cost, but they deal with other people too that they don't deal with on a day-to-day, and they charge that premium price, and they'll throw that it's $10 under eBay at you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's when it's like, you know what, dude, if you're gonna be part of a group, treat everybody the fucking same. Like, you know what I mean? If somebody from the realm hit me up on something, you know what I mean, and we're like, oh, Dave, I heard you hooked this person up with this, or I heard you were selling this I'm not gonna mark the price up because I don't know you.
Well, that's a good moral thing, but I don't know, that takes place everywhere. I think I actually had this conversation with Jessie not too long ago, and she's involved in a community very similar to what we are. This is a toy community. She's involved in a planner community. She was telling me that somebody's selling tickets to an event, and the tickets are pretty much going to sell out for whatever the price is. Somebody can't really afford the price and was asking about a payment plan, and the person selling the tickets was like, well, I'll think about it. And she was like, well, no, if you're going to offer a payment plan for one person, you should offer it for everybody. But I'm like, no, because she's only going to do it for that person based off her knowing you. Whoever, people are just gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna look out like any of you guys, like Gary, perfect example with the Voltron. I sold that shit for him at retail price. I didn't charge him $500. He would have paid the $500. I didn't charge him the $500. You know what I'm saying? I did him a favor. You know what I'm saying? So people are gonna do that in business, regardless. You can't really get upset about it. It's up to the seller, I guess, in the end. No?
Yeah.
It's
the same
of it,
I think it's the same as friends and families or service and fees, service of goods, because if you don't know the guy and you're not comfortable in sending money to a stranger, you use the service and goods. If you're a friend and you know him, then you use the service and fees, and hopefully maybe that seller will cut down the price a little bit because you're sending him the service, the friends and family payment, and he's not going to incur a fee on that. So
yeah, but that didn't come into play with what Dave was talking about.
I know.
No, I didn't really finish what I was going to say either. But what I was saying is those dudes that do that, I've dealt with, and have spoken to, and they want the deals, like their friend deals with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they want those deals all the time, but they're not willing to give it back. Is what I'm saying.
Not everybody's your friend.
Yeah.
Well, it's true.
That's get those friend deals when you're not a friend.
And let's not forget that one of the founding principles for the ROC was the idea, and we don't really even see it anymore in the group, honestly, in the last year or so, which was, hey, I'm at this store. Here's a picture. Does anybody need this stuff? I'll be here for 10 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. And if you need it, it's whatever I paid retail plus actual shipping to get to you, type of thing.
Yeah.
We don't see that happen as much anymore.
Yeah, you're not seeing it publicly, but I think that's still being done kind of, I think, through the DMs. Chuck, he picked up a couple of Siege Voyagers for me because it's fucking dry as fuck out here. Like, so people, I think, are looking out. I don't think you're just seeing that. Like,
I know. What was Caleb picked up a couple of those Starscream exclusives from the show, and he sent it off to a couple people.
Yeah, so, perfect.
Things happen, but I think I think that since the popularity of this collecting community is growing, you're gonna see people trying to do things to get things that they know that they can't, like, that they missed out on, and if they are able or have access to get an exclusive, they might just buy it or buy two of them, because at the end of the day they're going to use it as trade bait or sell it to get the money to buy the exclusive that they miss. It's a mentality I think is going to be growing. And unfortunately, it's going to be harder to find things. But since you guys, since we're all growing in this community, we're all going to have to realize that it's going to be harder to find these more popular demand, or these toys that are more in demand.
Yeah, but
you just gotta have to work harder for it.
Yeah, but it's what you just described, like the person that has the means to pick up a couple of extra and use it as trade bait or whatever. Like, I think that's the maybe the basis of what we're talking about is what type of person are you? Like, is it wrong, basically? Which, I don't know. It's subjective. Everybody's going to have the opinion on it, whether you're doing that and you're going to intend to sell that item for a higher price, or if you're doing like what you do. And again, it's subjective, because you're going to make that money on a non-friend, and maybe if you sell it to any one of us, you'll just charge retail. Like, so it's like, is that right? Is that wrong? That's the question, I feel. And there's no right or wrong answer to that.
No. I don't think I don't take it from a right and wrong. Like, I don't feel you're not right and you're not wrong for doing it.
Yeah.
I can understand why you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it needs to be. You need to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and say, okay, can I understand or grasp the concept of what they're doing? And people sometimes, can't afford to buy a piece that they missed. And, if they can get another exclusive that's in high demand and trade for it or sell it and get the money to do it, then that I kudos to them, because they're working for it and they're trying to get it for it.
You don't know everybody's situation either. Dude may not even be working, period. He might have just had enough money to buy that because he knew he was going to make a dime off of it. I
remember watching a YouTube channel of a guy who started his own business because he used to go to junkyards stripping car parts that he knew sold for more money than what they were charging him in the junkyard to pull it out of cars. And just basically pull the scrap out of cars. They would charge him a percentage of a weight on what it is, and then at the end of the day, he'll go on the secondary market and sell it for a profit.
There's a dude that's he's all over the internet. I don't know his fucking name, but he tells a story how he made his money. He would go into dollar stores and buy dollar crap or whatever and sell it on fucking Amazon and eBay.
Guys, I can't tell you
money on it.
I can't tell you or begin to tell you how many people I see. I go to a lot of Walmarts. I go to a lot of Targets. I can't begin to tell you how many moms, people that don't even know what they're picking up, are walking around with their phones, scanning barcodes and clearance items to see whether they can sell it on eBay and make a profit.
Oh wow. And but there is a certain element of work to that too. Like I think like the extreme like couponers like that you could see on television sometimes where it's like, you're combining coupons and you're getting $500 worth of groceries and you wind up they wind up paying you. You know what I'm saying? For it or you pay $2 for $500 worth of groceries. Like but that's like almost like a full-time job to be able to clip those coupons, see how you could combine them, organize them, separate them, and so I guess it just depends of what you're willing to put into it. Also, you get in what you put out, right? Is that the
and
same?
Like it's just not even toys. It's sneakers. Like people go to Burlington Coat Factory and TJ Maxx and fucking Marshalls and look at fucking shoes. And now these are not like these are not the most popular shoes. It's not like the new fucking Travis Scott shoes that are coming for Nike. It's like it's these just cleats that are on discount for $10, $12, and now they're selling for fucking on eBay. They're selling for $50. I'm gonna buy that $12 cleat, sell it, and put it on eBay and sell it to some kid that's out in Wisconsin that needs fucking cleats.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just it happens. That's what but it, like you said, Jose, it takes work. People have to go out to these stores, look up the prices and find what margins they can grab and make it work for them to make a little bit of money.
Yeah. And sometimes and in the end, like somebody that might not be in the know or doesn't realize the amount of work that kind of goes into that. And it's easy to be like, oh, that person's a scalper, but there is an element of work that does go into it. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that perceived extra value for whoever's selling the item, it might be getting that from. It's their gas, their time, their money. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. JD, anything on this?
I mean,
any thoughts? Feel like I haven't heard from you tonight.
Sorry, my bad. I mean, there's still like, I don't know. There's still an element to it that's wrong, but at the same time, like if somebody misses out on it, I mean, you gotta make up for it, or you're gonna pay for it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's pretty simple. I think
pay the price. Pay the price.
Pay the piper.
You get on it or you don't, and then you fucking pay for it.
Can you guys think of anything that paid double the amount for, and whether you felt it was warranted or not? Like hey, I still enjoy the figure, or do you feel stupid that you fucking paid?
I have a textbook list of how many things I've overpaid for.
I bet you fucking do too. Excel
do you try to deduct that on your taxes, Dom? And shit?
No, I don't. But like at the end of the day, like believe me, I can't begin to tell you how many fucking Mythic Legions I bought for overpriced, and I can't begin to tell you how many fucking exclusives that I bought, whether they were New York Comic Con or San Diego Comic Con exclusives that I bought for double or triple the price.
Yeah, I think it happened a lot more back then.
But you know what? I didn't fucking bitch about it. I didn't fucking call the guy who I bought it off for $200 a fucking scalper.
What it is.
I know what it is. That's what it's playing. I work hard and I fucking buy. I save the money and I buy it.
Yeah,
that's right. I got a $250 Masterpiece Grimlock down there on the bottom shelf underneath some chugs right now.
The Toys R Us one, right?
Yeah, man. Came in the clear package with the crown. Yep.
In 2011, when San Diego did the reissue anniversary, new mold of the G.I. Joe Sky Striker in the Starscream color combo, and it came with basically a Kit Bash type Cobra Commander pilot figure. I remember I paid 2.5 times what that thing sold for at San Diego at the Wizard World in Chicago, because that's what I wanted. And I went there with a mission and I ran around that place to find, just like you said, Dom, I looked at like the 5 people who had it and found it for the best price I could get and bought it on the spot.
There's been plenty of times. There's been plenty of times that happens.
And it got, repainted another 6 or 7 times since then, right?
Yeah,
it just is what it is.
I remember spending $420 on, TFC Hercules, and then 3 months later they announced the fucking Generation toy in the Toy World fucking box. But at the time I paid that money, that there were no other options. You didn't know any better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll tell you what it is. What's been strange is I've been flipping through pictures of Fans Toys Phoenix online while I'll be talking about this. I'm like, God, this figure's not just the X, the regular one. This thing's so good. And I'm like, oh, there it is right there. I mean, I could go pick it up, but I've just been scrolling through here for like 30 minutes. Just like,
but it's funny.
I love this figure, man. Like, I think I talked about it earlier. Like there's a listing I hear on eBay now for like just under 500, and I feel like buying it just so that I can get a good fucking toy in the mail, you know? But, come on,
don't do it, bro. Cut the shit. Don't do it.
Yeah, I just remember like
Brian, you had one on your table, right? One in JCC. Like
I bought.
Yeah, it wasn't Chris's, right?
Pinkerton's Phoenix. Just so that I could have something nice to put on the table.
Yep. And you flipped it. You did actually.
I flipped it for I think I put an extra $20 on it.
That was great. Because it took, from my memory, it didn't seem to take too long. It's like you did it, you put it there, and then it's like you flipped it relatively quickly. And I was like, wow.
Dude, we had the Ring of the Realm was there. I was like, dude, we gotta have a good showing. We gotta have good product. And Chris is like, I'm selling that Phoenix. I'm like, let's bring it to NJCC.
Yeah.
That brings a lot of conflict, though, to bring it to NJCC. I mean, with myself, I decided to put a bunch of stuff on eBay just because I didn't want to deal with the having to put stuff at the price I wanted to sell it and dealing with people being like, well, can you take $20 off the price? I said, I already did. You know, like, I already fucking did.
Well, that's where you just have to be like, well, no, like, you know, like, right? Didn't you have one of those MPs like dirt cheap and the dude was still trying to go low?
Jose, like when you start selling on a table like that, it's hard to say no to it. Like as a seller,
no,
like,
well, dude, I know
it's been very hard. Like you know how hard it's to say no when somebody's lowballing you and you're like, and you know them, and at the end of the day, it's like, you know, oh my god, you know. Yeah. And it's hard, believe me, but like, you know, at the end, I feel like I like selling at conventions due to just the, you know, the conversations and the camaraderie that you have with the customer and everything like that. And it's just, I love bartering. I love fucking like negotiating and throwing numbers out and just, you know, really doing, you know, coming to an agreeable number. I want to do that, you know. So
well, I love negotiating too, Dom. If like when somebody asks you, like, can you take $5 off this, and you're like, no, that's the price,
dude.
I love shutting people down.
I'm immune to emotion. I take emotion all out of it.
But it's from our kid.
It's like tell your kid to go get a job, like, you know.
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes you miss out on the sale too. You're like, I just sell it and lose out, or is it going to sit here? Am I going to take it back home?
I can't tell you how many times I walk to a vendor. As a buyer, and I look at an item and he has it for like $80, and I said, you know what? Can you give it? You know, how about 70? Can you do 70? And he's like, no, I can't do 70. Now, you know what? I walk away. And all of a sudden, like that buyer is coming to find me and goes, hey, I'll do it. I'll do it for 70. Like, you just need to learn how, like, you know, don't like, if they say no, walk away. And, you know, there might be a possibility when you walk back to a table and he sees you again looking at that same item and knows that you want it for 70, he might give it to you 70. Like, you know, just show him the willingness to walk away from it, and you might get your price.
Yeah. Look at that, you know? Dominomics in effect.
It's worked on me, and I actually I hate to say this, but like, you know, it's worked. You know, if somebody's picked up an item and I said no to them first, and they put it down and walk away, and they come back at the end of the show, I'll probably will give it for you at that price that you told me that you wanted it for, because you know, I'd use the same tactics, and I kind of encourage it, and you know, I'll reward you for it.
Yeah, I've done the same. I remember doing that at a few NJCCs actually. You know, and it is what it is. You know, so sometimes I just like, I want to make somebody happy. Just take it. Yeah. You know. All right, so good discussion, guys. I think we can wrap on that. Of course, as always, we will continue Unbroadcasted. We'll be posting the link in the Realm of Collectors Facebook group. So if you guys want to join us here Unbroadcasted, don't be shy. Come say hello. Come hang out. I think we'll all be hanging out for a little bit. And so let's run it down the line, get some where you ats before we wrap up for tonight. Brian Brink, I'll start with you, brother.
All right, man. Well, first off, I just have to say, I hope Captain Marvel has a better showing in Endgame, just like what happened to Doctor Strange, because I got some figure arts to unload, it seems. And I'm also going to write a letter to Vin Diesel. I need him to soup up a 2010 Nissan Rogue in the next Fast and Furious. Yeah. And other than that, you can find me, Brian Brink, in the Facebook groups and at Brinkalizer on Instagram. And I believe make a little bonus tomorrow night, I believe.
Nice. That's right. Figure banging.
Yep.
Oh, very nice. That's right. It's so sweet.
Big Dom.
You can find me in the groups at Dominic Grasso. Am I buzzing or no?
No, you're good.
Okay. You can find me in the groups at Dominic Grasso and here Tuesday nights with you guys. And I can't follow what Brian did. It was amazing. Sorry.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, find me here Tuesdays with these guys. Instagram Menajon Addict, and on Facebook. If you don't know me, then you don't want to get to know me, so it doesn't matter now. So
$5.
All right, G Money.
Gary Allen in the Facebook groups, and that's really the best place to do it. And we'll be at NJCC in like just under 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
A week from this weekend. So come say hello, and the hotel has a gym, so anybody who's interested, message me and we'll go.
Nobody's going to the gym with you.
I'm gonna towel rack and an exercise bike. It's not
I'm gonna put it out there. Sooner or later, someone will come.
I'm not coming to the gym. I'm not gonna go to the gym with you.
Whatever. Just trying.
All right, JD.
Can find me JD Brocious on the Facebook groups. Pigment Surgery on Instagram and Xbox Live. Every Tuesday here with you guys, and tomorrow night all new figure banging.
Oh, nice figure banging. No clue what we're doing.
Nope,
but it'll be a good time.
It's a show I have to watch on Thursday morning because I can never stay up that late on Wednesday, but I do enjoy it every other week.
I pulled the you, Gary, fucking on the last episode. I think they were on it because I think I dozed. So
funny.
I won't drink tomorrow, guys. I'll be good. All right. And as for myself, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Xbox Live, and the PlayStation Network, all at Harrican BX. And check out Verbally Challenge with Harrican BX on all audio platforms. Before we head out, remember to check out Crashbox Customs on social media for all your Mezco and diorama needs. Mention the word Realm when placing an order. You'll get a surprise gift with your purchase. This show, Breaking the Mold, is also available on audio format, so you can subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, or your favorite podcast pushing platform. Please remember to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, as it really helps the show out. If you're watching on YouTube, like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free and does not cost a thing. Check out the website, realmofcollectors.com. We're on Facebook as a group, Realm of Collectors. We're on Instagram at Realm of Collectors. And this show is a proud part of the Cool Table. It's a network hub for like-minded podcasts, including Enter the Realm, Plastic Fanatics, Shattercast Uncut, Toy Detox, Nerd Rage Radio, Beer and Bolters 40K, Stasis Lock 8 weeks building up to it, Fresh Communication, and Verbally Challenged. You can find the Cool Table on Facebook and subscribe to all those other great podcasts on all podcast pushing platforms. RLC Hangout continues next. Look out for the link in the group, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace out. Stay safe. Later, guys.
Toodles.
Have a good week.